عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So today we will be presenting some evidence on a specific da'wah man from the Salafi sect. His name is Hani Salhab, who is known as Tripoli Sunni. He's a Lebanese da'wah man, and he's actually a mate of Farid al-Bahrani. Now, of course, we have to clarify something here. We are not here to scrutinize the personal lives of people or to attack anyone for their preferences, but we are here, to expose the hypocrisy, the double standards, and the extremism, which the Salafis have actually used in their da'wah in order to attack the Shia. Of course, oftentimes they even, personalize their attacks. So for those who do not know, Hani Salhab, who is known as Tripoli Sunni, has been an abhorrent anti-Shia polemicist whose online activities since the late 90s up till fairly recently had attracted masses of praise from the online Sunni community. He had dedicated considerable time and effort into translating anti-Shia works, even though he himself confessed that his Arabic is very bad. Hani remained a very close confidant of Farid al-Bahrani, the Salafi anti-Shia preacher, on social media. And Hani was the admin of several anti-Shia websites. He was also amongst the founders of the Sunnah Discuss YouTube channel. In recent years, Hani seemed to have disappeared from the polemical scene. Having investigated the matter, it has emerged that Hani has reverted to his true inner self, wherein he now identifies himself as a rock-loving, frivolous pansexual. While this is a rather unpleasant sight, it is not entirely unsurprising. Our rationale behind exposing his character is to hold a mirror up to the Sunni Defense Team. This is a lesson to these detestable individuals who have no qualms to twist beliefs of their polemical opponents for views. Rather than offering advice to us, they should first and foremost look within their own inner circle and identify the actual repulsive behavior taking place on their proverbial doorstep. We would like to ask, why was the metamorphosis of Hani kept as a dirty little secret? Will there be videos coming out on their champion? We welcome Sunni Defense and their associates to clarify why they have not addressed this matter about this hate preacher. So, of course, we have evidence to back up our claims and to make everything that we say here based on facts. So there are several links which we will actually share. So first of all, I will present a video wherein, this Maulana, who is now turned into a rock star with the orientation of a pansexual, we will present a video in order for people to actually know him better. Also, as I'm saying, or I said earlier, we are not here to scrutinize the personal lives of people, but it's just, to make sure that people know who we are actually talking about and how he used to be and how he is now, and the hypocrisy involved in his preaching mission. So if you check this YouTube video, this is from Sunnah Discuss. It's a 37 minutes video. So it's titled Hani's Story, Mut'a, Kufr, Da'wah. This is from 4 years ago, and it has 13,000 views. So that's a lot. Over 10,000 people have actually viewed this hate video, which he actually used to target the Shia community, and he actually spilled a lot of hate against us. So I will just go through, some points he actually mentioned in the video. He started, of course, by targeting the tradition of Ghadir. Of course, I'm talking here about the event he actually tackled and some point he made, which I believe, we should respond in order to clarify things further. He targeted the tradition of Ghadir, and of course, he presented it as the Prophet, as an event whereby the Prophet was actually um, declaring Imam Ali alayhi salam to be the best friend of the Muslims. The usual, Sunni narrative. Then, of course, he went into the issue of tahrif, the boogeyman, which is often used side by side with shirk in order to, to blackmail the Shias. He generalized all the Shias when it comes to the issue of tahrif. He actually used this, as one of the reasons, he actually built a very strong animosity towards the Shias over because, he has ghira for the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, he considered that the majority don't believe in tahrif, but it is embedded. I'm actually quoting some of the words he actually used. And those who don't believe in tahrif, they are not super critical of those who believe in it. So apparently, in the process of actually, launching his attacks on the Shias in this particular video, he apparently, he made a statement where he said he was kicked out from a Facebook group, from a Facebook da'wah group by the Shias. Apparently, he was traumatized. He felt kind of, victimized. He also said that he did not know Arabic initially, but he, started reading, and eventually he ended up translating works to make Shiism look very, very, very ridiculous from its fundamentals to its branches. Now, our number one fundamental is Tawheed. The number two is Nubuwah. So if he's actually attacking the fundamentals of the Shias or of Shia Islam, then it means he was actually attacking Tawheed and Nubuwah. So is this not a confession in and of itself that this guy was actually ungodly? He did not believe in God, because if you want to attack the fundamentals of the Shias, our number one fundamental is Tawheed, the number two is Nubuwah. And of course, he boasted in the video, he said he decimated Shiism. He actually made a statement in the 28th minute of the video. He made a statement. He actually introduced us to how he met his partner, Farid Bahrani, and he referred to Farid as his sheikh. In the 30th minute, he went on, with his storytelling, and then he mentioned some Shia leader doing mut'ah. He started attacking the practice of temporary marriage, which adult Shias actually practice. He said there is this Shia leader, who takes advantage of some girls and all that. He said mut'ah is a big cause of social issues in the Shia community. He also said we are ashamed of mut'ah and it is not socially acceptable to announce it publicly. In the 32nd minute, he said one of his friends from Facebook was a teacher, and she was the French teacher of Hassan Nasrallah's kids. This is what he said. Of course, he's a Lebanese. He introduced himself as a Lebanese from, I believe, from Tripoli. But, based on common knowledge, I don't think Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah has any kids. He doesn't have any kids. All his children are actually older than, going by, what he said, that he's actually the age of Farid in his perhaps late 30s. All the kids of the Sayyid are actually like way older than him. So I don't think they have any French teacher. So this goes to show, this guy is actually a chronic liar. And he said this French teacher actually told him how all the Sahaba did not hate Imam Ali, which is, the Shias do not say all the Sahabas hated Imam Ali alayhi salam. In the 33rd minute, he also mentioned how he met another Iranian female classmate who secretly confessed she was Sunni. Then, funnily enough, he did not precisely remember her last name. He said her last name was something like Hassanpur. He wasn't really sure, but he was guessing. I don't know how you can remember a classmate, but you don't remember the classmate's surname. So, he went on, he exaggerated that, he was learning and he was being exposed to how much of a corrupt, ungodly madhab or sect Shia Islam is. That's what he said. So finally, he said he saw stark evidence of how, Imam Ali, according to him, named his son Umar and gave his daughter to Umar, and his children had sons called Umar. So his entire life was about Umar. That's the life of this guy, Hani. And therefore, he decided to move on with his life because he believes, he has destroyed or decimated Shia Islam to something else instead of focusing on Shiism. So this guy apparently he moved on. So now we see, the kind of life he actually moved on into. Very, very disappointing, for a preacher who is actually steering hatred, especially targeting a religious practice as mut'ah, which within the framework of Shia Islam, it's actually an Islamic way for adults to engage in legal sexual behavior. But then you see the double standards. Today, he wants to be a liberal, practicing, certain sexual behaviors, which is not our business. We are not responsible for him. It's his life. But for somebody, who is exercising his choices, he shouldn't have been, this allergic to the extent of staring sectarian hatred against the Shias. Of course, not to take much of your time, I will start, pinning some of the links which I have with me. I prepared I prepared for this presentation, and of course, to demonstrate that this guy is not actually a stranger to the da'wah scene, I will pin a link where Mr. Hani appeared with his partner, Farid Bahrani, and they were actually having a Q&A. And in this video, he was actually talking about a debate which was supposed to happen between Farid and Sayyid Ali, or between himself and Sayyid Ali, that's of Bay'at al-Ghadir. This is a video of himself and Farid al-Bahrani, just for you to see the relationship between himself and Farid Bahrani. So now, further on, this is a link from 12shia.net, which is a hate website, a Shia-phobic website which specializes in attacking the Shias, twisting our text. Of course, for somebody, who considered that he didn't know much Arabic, it's not surprising that oftentimes you see that uh, the translations of our hadith, the statements of our scholars, they are twisted, deliberately twisted. It's not surprising at all. So if you check this is actually an article from 12shia.net. It's called Exposing the Deceptions of the Author of Al-Muraja'at. So they are referring to Sayyid Abdul Hussein Sharafuddin al-Musawi. So the person who actually translated this article or book, it's actually a book title, it's actually Hani al-Trabulsi. So in other words, this Hani al-Trabulsi, he specialized in contributing to attack the Shias. Then I will show you another link which he also, translated. This is another link on 12shia.net, which he actually translated. It's on Nahj al-Balagha. You can check it. I pinned it here. So for somebody, who is stirring hatred against the Shias, now let's see how this person has actually become. This is a video of his TikTok account. This is his TikTok account. Before it was either deleted or deactivated. It's no longer. It was actually screen recorded, and you can see how he actually transformed his life. Now, I don't know how marriage, is actually ungodly, but this is sunnah, basically.
Is this the Infant Annihilator show?
This is the Sunnah Discourse Sunnah. No. This is the Sunnah of Sunnah Discourse Team. Their channel was STD, so apparently, there's some sort of effect. And of course, I will pin more links. This is a link of our friend, MashaAllah, a very good guitarist. Look at him here with his guitar and the dress. And of course, as I said, Wallah, it's not our business, whatever life he chooses for himself. So, we are not attacking him for he's an adult. It's not our business. If tomorrow he wants to travel to outer space to get married to aliens, it's his choice. It's not our business. We're simply saying this person was a hate preacher, persistently attacking our beliefs unjustifiably. And today, look at how he actually transformed his life into. This is our friend here, Mr. Hani. He's applying makeup. This is Shari makeup. This is halal makeup for men. So he was actually applying the makeup. Now I don't know if actually Farid, he got this makeup from Farid. So you can see him. Or maybe Farid also, because Farid is his sheikh, Maybe Farid taught him how to apply the makeup. I've watched videos of Farid and I've watched videos of this guy, and the body language is very similar. I don't want to say more than that. Then look at him here. This is another link. So here in this video that I just pinned, he's talking about himself. He referred to himself as God boyfriend. MashaAllah. Halal boyfriend. Maybe. I don't know. Salafi halal boyfriend. Of course, I will pin another one. He's actually bringing out his tongue. When, for example, one of our brothers, he became more or less like a battery. His Shi'ism became diluted. What did they do? They used him for propaganda videos. They attacked the Shia community because of him, even though he's not a Sunni. His Shi'ism became diluted. Now, perhaps we should actually, through this medium, we should, send a message out to Hani, and maybe he will have to inform us, what made him to become. If you actually look at the first link I pinned of the screen recording of his TikTok video, TikTok profile when it was up, when it was active, he actually identified himself on his profile openly, publicly. So look, we are not exposing anything here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's Sattar al-Uyub. Allah conceals the sins and the shame of people, and it's not within our own capacity to actually expose anybody. So in this link, it's actually a video of him. Of course, this is also from his TikTok when it was still active. This is of him drinking alcohol. And now, I don't know if the alcohol is mixed with Zamzam, from Saudi Arabia. Allahu Alam, I don't know. Anyway, and this is another video of him. He's partying, smoking cigar, mashallah. So, again, on his profile when it was active, in the first link I actually pinned, he has a flag of, a certain flag, and he identifies as pansexual, which is, his personal preference. It's not our business, but it's actually, it's hypocrisy for you to want to exercise your sexual freedom in a certain way you have chosen, but you are actually attacking people for the sexual activities which they do in a legal context within the framework of their religious beliefs. So this is hypocrisy. Of course, we want to ask, Farid, when are we, when will we finally hear the announcement from him? His trend is already out. So perhaps very soon, inshallah, Allah will bless him, with, the announcement. He will have some courage. Because, if you look at the body language, very similar body language from the two of them. To be honest, I feel very sad for him. And, may Allah, guide him. Inshallah, he will do tawbah and he will apologize to the imams. Because, to be honest, I think this is the cause, this is the la'na of the A'imma, when he's always attacking the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt, the very descendants of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, and their Shia. I think this is the la'na of the Imams that has actually, gotten into his head to actually, come out public in this display of hypocrisy and, madness. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guide him, and inshallah, he will do tawbah and actually tender a public apology. But he should apologize to Rasulullah and to the Imams, and this is actually a lesson for the others, for the other Nawasib who are always, targeting the Imams of the Ahlul Bayt. This is the result. And to be honest, wallah, there is not one of them that sounds normal. Not one of them. So, when you are always attacking the faith of another person or other people, you're attacking an entire community. We don't attack the Sunnis. We don't care whether you revere Aisha or Abu Bakr or Umar. It's your problem. We state the historical facts. We don't go about attacking, personalizing things like what they did with, the brother who became more or less, a battery. His Shi'ism became diluted. And he is not a Sunni, even to this day. And I don't think he will ever become a Sunni. So when you're targeting the Imams, alayhimus salam, be very careful. Something like this or something worse, maybe, the outcome. This is the consequence. So he translated this book, and تأملات في كتاب نهج البلاغة, Contemplations on the Peak of Eloquence, written by Muhammad Sadiq, may Allah reward him, in brackets. Translation, Hani al-Trabulsi, in brackets, may Allah forgive him. Now, why is it not may Allah reward him? Why is it may Allah forgive him? Ya akhi, he hasn't done tawbah yet. You want Allah to forgive him. Just take it easy. Advise the brother, pray for him, maybe, meet with his family members. At least, this is shameful. Islamically, you're not supposed to announce your sins. Regardless, whatever he's doing in his private life, it's not our business. But, as a Muslim brother, if he's still a Muslim, I don't know. Because apparently, he was so, having so much hatred for the Shias on the basis that the Shias believe in tahrif, which is not true. So perhaps he discovered something about, Sunnism, which, might have actually pushed him into becoming a murtad. Yeah, so I think we shouldn't, take much of your time. We are not here, to party over the sorrows of somebody else. We are simply here, to extend our hand to the Sunnah Discourse team. Maybe at least we can offer dua, since they actually call us mushrikun. Perhaps this will be evidence that the dua of the Shia will be accepted. We will offer dua for this miskin, so Allah, may guide him, and he will do tawbah, and he will apologize to the Ahlul Bayt and to the Shias. And of course, we are extending our hands to them so that, they can actually mop their channel. They can mop it clean, remove all the videos where he appears. Inshallah, may Allah give him, hidayah. And for the enemies of the Ahlul Bayt who continue to attack the A'imma and their followers, may Allah continue to show them His signs. Inshallah, those who have not, taken heed from what this miskin has actually suffered, inshallah, they will actually, take heed from this. And if they do not, they will see the consequences of what their hands are sowing. So آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على نبينا وحبيبنا أبا القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين.